Sometimes when I tell people I want to be a missionary pilot, they respond to me something like this.
So like fly for Delta and tell people about Jesus?
Or like this.
So like dropping supplies out of planes to needy people?
Or like this.
Okay.
I realize that many people just don't know what missionary aviation is. So what is it? Well, in general, it is the use of aviation to move supplies and missionaries in and out of remote areas of the world. This is all done with the purpose of advancing the gospel of Jesus Christ. So let's use a few examples of mission organizations that use aviation and just see how this practically plays out in everyday life. The first organization that I'll look at is called Samaritan's Purse. Most of us are probably familiar with Samaritan's Purse because of the shoeboxes that we send out each year at Christmas time. Once you pack your shoeboxes and they get taken across the oceans to the countries and continents of their destination, how do they get distributed to the villages and to the people who need them? Samaritan's Purse uses a variety of methods. They use boats and trucks and horses, and of course many times they use airplanes to distribute these boxes to their locations. Something you might not know about Samaritan's Purse is they are also some of the first people on the ground in an area after a natural disaster, such as a hurricane or a tornado or a flood. Samaritan's Purse usually shows up with a large volume of supplies and personnel and medical people to help recover from whatever that disaster was. So how does Samaritan's Purse get their supplies and their people to the locations so quickly? Of course, they use airplanes. Let's look at another organization that uses aviation called JARS. Now, JARS is a partner organization to Wycliffe Bible Translators. As you can tell by the name, Wycliffe's main goal is to translate the Bible into languages that do not have a written Bible. Most of these languages come from tribes and people groups that are in remote areas of the world where access is difficult. JARS provides the logistical and technical support for the Wycliffe missionaries so that they can get in and out of the areas where they are translating the language and the scripture. JARS website says, air travel can turn a translator's arduous overland trip of several days or even weeks into a flight of only minutes or hours. If you would like to know more about either of these organizations, as well as a few others, check out the links in the description below. So hopefully now you have a pretty good understanding of how aviation is used throughout the world. So why am I telling you all this? Well, while aviation is an irreplaceable tool for many missionaries, it also takes a lot of expertise, money, and training. Each of these organizations have a large team of pilots, mechanics, and schedule coordinators to keep the work possible. Each of these positions requires specific technical training in order to continue to operate the aircraft safely and efficiently. If you saw my first video, you know that Joanna and I will be moving to Spokane, Washington this summer, where I will be getting the technical training necessary to become a missionary pilot. If you want to know more about that technical training, check out our next video, video 3. It will be called Why Moody Aviation. You know, I hope that in the midst of all the technical talk, we don't lose sight of the ultimate goal. I love aviation. I love the challenge and the thrill and the adventure that goes with it. But I don't want anyone to think that we're just a bunch of grown men playing with airplanes while other people support our hobby. The ultimate goal here is to make disciples of all nations. And I truly believe that obeying God and sharing the gospel with the world is the ultimate adventure that anyone could ever have.